If there's one thing I love doing, it's taking 2D tiles and trying to recreate them in 3D. This is airbrush surrealism. It was a very dreamy style that was popular in the 70s and 80s, generally for advertising, but it was kind of everywhere, like on book covers, posters, magazines. So I created a reference board already. One thing to keep in mind is that airbrush surrealism has a lot of soft gradients, glowing lighting, dreamy landscapes, and also a lot of chrome and / reflective objects. So I want to try to channel a bit of all of that in whatever I decide to do. So modeling is done. This is the scene we are working with. So we are now at the texturing phase of the project. I am not using any pre-existing textures from like Blender Kit or anything because I want to have complete control over what the shader looks like, especially when I start playing around with the lighting. Real quick, for the lighting, I used an emission shader on the sun, which is then complemented with the sunlight. Then I just added an area light from the other direction for the shiny chrome effect on the chess piece. And to get the other colors to reflect onto the chess piece, I used a gradient texture node for the sky. So this render felt a bit too clean, so I went pretty hard in Affinity and added a bunch of bloom, haze, and noise, and just generally exaggerated the colors a bit more, and also added a few textures to make it look like it was actually airbrushed on a canvas. Here's the final image. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I could have done to push the aesthetic further.